Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Yo, check it, yo. We back up in it. We back to business, yo. We back up in it, back to business, back up in it, and I'm rapping infinite. Eminem, his first album. Chill out, have a volume. I said pump up the volume. Mic check 1 2. I'm a mic check 1 2. Yeah. Alright, I'm making sure everything's working. Smash the like button. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, people. Smash the like button. We're gonna just get this shit all the way funky. We about to go in. YouTube is playing with the notifications, man. They playing. I don't know what I don't know what they done to this algorithm, but this shit is fucked up. Like, it was never a problem before. Now all of a sudden it's taking forever for people to get notified. See, Low Culture TV said no notification. I just pulled up. Yeah. I wanted to talk about Anthony Joshua. Did the media call. We're going to jump right into it. I ain't got time to wait. Joshua did the DAZN media call. Trying to build buzz for the fight that not too many people are talking about. With Povetkin. Yeah, they didn't let me ask my own question. How convenient. Listen. Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like.
And even at the time, you came in with a ton of momentum coming out of the Olympics and a lot of people pitches. Build. We've managed. Now you come in America on a brand new platform. Couple times when it comes to something.
Aside from Blue Blood, everybody seemed like they want to be AJ's best friend. You know what I'm saying? What part of the game is this? You know, like majority of the questions, oh yeah. Like AJ is a grown ass man. He's bigger than most of y'all, you know, 6'6", big ass dude. And y'all, a lot of y'all are like babying him with the questions. He's a grown man. He can handle some real questions, but it's like people want to, oh yeah, man, how's it feel? You fighting for all these people and now you're on DAZN. Like, what questions are these, man?
Meeting with boxing, I've got some real trusted people in there, i.e. like Eddie Hearn, my management team. But Eddie told me...
You know, you know what the funny thing about new media is, and versus old media and stuff, is the thing is, they don't realize that you're not representing the streets. You're not representing the actual people who buy tickets, you know, like the real hardcore fan. Like those aren't questions that people want to hear the answers to. So for the thing that people don't understand is it's not about being disrespectful or nothing crazy, but at the end of the day, how is your brand? I'm just trying to help people. How is your brand gonna grow if you're not getting to the bottom of it? You're not, you know, like, okay, everyone's like, let's say, I used this example before, but it's so fitting. Y'all want to hear this analogy? If y'all want to hear the analogy, can I get a hell yeah? And get the likes up. We got to get the likes up. John Smith says 90,000 fans. You sound like a groupie, though. Like, you know what I mean? And listen, the population on this planet is more than 90,000 fans. You know what I mean? There's billions of people in this world. So, with that being said, who cares if you're appeasing 90,000 fans? And see, like, man, like, I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm not disrespecting the UK, but this is facts, right? Y'all keep bragging about 80,000, 90,000. That's good. That's great. Nobody's mad at that. But guess what? How are you selling that many seats out and you're doing less than Canelo Golovkin, Mayweather McGregor, who are selling a fraction of those seats? That's the real question. You know, you keep throwing out a fucking number, man. Like, these dudes, 90,000, that's cool. The number is cool. But at the end of the day, if you like, I used this example before, man, some of my analogies are just, they're kind of timeless. Like, I could just keep repeating it. If you are getting married to the love of your life, would you rather have 1,500 unnecessary people at your wedding or a small, quaint wedding with your A1s, day ones, and your family? You know, and it's only 25, 30 people. Me, I would always choose quality over quantity. I would rather have people that have really been there throughout my life for that special moment if I were to get married, and people who, you know, have my back, you know, have my best interest, help me when I was in a rut or needed the help. Family, friends, close friends. You know, you guys keep saying 90,000. 90,000 is great, but you would rather have the event that had 90,000 sold or whatever that did less money than the event that had 16 to 18,000 tickets sold. That doesn't even make sense. You know, there's nobody's mathematics. So once again, these man fans keep trying to save face. This is their way to say 90,000. When's Wilder ever done 90,000? 90,000. Like, that's cool. 90,000 is cool, but at the end of the day, you would definitely choose quality over quantity. You know what I mean? And if you're a real boxing fan, you mean to tell me you rather be part of the 90,000 crowd and watch Joshua versus Povetkin over Joshua Wilder? So if anything, you guys are the ones being bamboozled. I don't live in the UK, so I don't have to go to the fight. You know, it's not like a local fight where I can easily get to. You know, we just drive down. So if anything, I'm sick of all these non-boxing fans who are groupies and man fans. You guys keep saying, oh, 90,000. So you're happy to get milked. Like Wilder, he called it. Milk the cow, Annabelle. You guys are happy. You're happy that you're getting milked. That's sad. That's like a slave like Samuel L. Jackson in Django. Y'all motherfuckers is Samuel L. Jackson in Django. Meaning you're happy to be a slave. Like all these other motherfuckers, all these other slaves trying to figure out how they can get out, how they can make some money, how can follow Harriet Tubman, the Underground Railroad, and y'all happy. You happy to be a slave. See, the great thing about me is I'm self-made. I did this through the mud with great fans. You know, so I'm not forced to do anything. You know, I don't have to say anything. I say how I feel based on what's going on in boxing. You know, it's not about favorites or having a horse in the race. I've gave Joshua much praise, but I've also been there to criticize. You guys, a lot of y'all, and you don't realize it, by doing this man fan shit, it's worse because you're basically happy that you're not getting what you want and having to pay for it. Like, you can't tell me that you would much rather see Povetkin, and no one's saying that's a worst fight ever made or nothing drastic. But see, this is what they do. Some of these UK fans, if Danny Garcia fights Rod Salka, despite having a good resume, if he fights Rod Salka, you guys are, oh, fucking Cherry Garcia and Danny Gift Garcia. You all in this shit for fighting one fight after, I think it was after the Herrera fight. So after having a real tough fight, he fought a cherry pick fight, a tune-up, or easy fight. And you give Danny Garcia all the hell. But then when Joshua purposely swerves the fight we all want to see, you get what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden you guys are happy. Oh, at least Joshua's getting paid. That's what you care about? How much money Joshua's getting paid? I could understand if Joshua was like Nino Brown. He's handing out turkeys on Thanksgiving, giving you hundreds, you know, when he sees you. But he's not doing that. So you should, like The Rock said, know your role and be who you are. If you're a prideful countryman, that's cool. But be who you are. You're a fan. How is it that fans are talking like they're stockholders? Like, if DAZN fails or succeeds, it's hurting their pockets. You know, it's not about we want to see this shit fold. It's about, at the end of the day, as fans, getting what we want at some point. You guys are, oh, Joshua. Ladies love Joshua. What's that got to do with anything? Oh, 90,000. I mean, that's cool. 90,000 people to see a second rate fight instead of the fight we want to see. Crazy. Listen, I'm not worried about no girl's phone number right now. I'm worried about
I should get involved in. I should sit
new
down and
media.
figure out what's going on. And then I did. And I wouldn't say I was sold straight away, but I was, you wait on. It's new. It's going to take time to build, but what a way to launch it. You've got a heavyweight championship, see where it goes, and I'm glad to be a part of it at the beginning. Hopefully I can get some shares in the company sometime down the line.
The next question comes from Cheyenne McCargo of Blue Blood Sports TV. Please go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, AJ? We know, I'm good. We know that Fury and Wilder is scheduled to take place at the end of the year in a big fight. In recent interviews, I've heard you state that that you must fight Wilder, win or lose the Povetkin fight. Why did change your heart when you had the opportunity to face Wilder in 2018? And also I heard that you stated that you are overlooking Alexander Povetkin in this fight, looking past him to Deontay Wilder. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah. With Wilder's situation, when I sit back and think about it, I realize there was a lot of talking.
Listen, Joshua, this is my honest advice. One thing Joshua got to do, one thing y'all got to do is get them likes up. Two, Joshua got to go to like charm school or some shit to see how to finesse these interviews. Because I now listen, because now everything Eddie Hearn and Joshua say regarding Joshua Wilder, the heavyweight division, it's all under the microscope. You know that. That's how fans are. You know what I mean? People are like, what? What are you talking about? And now that it's under a microscope, I can listen to Joshua and Hearn's statements regarding at least this fight and this situation, right? And guess what? You hear the contradiction in the same breath. Like, it's not like another interview. I can listen to Joshua, what he's saying. See, this is the thing. I may joke around this stuff, but test me. I'm highly educated. I know and I think about what I say, and I know what I say because I'm there when I say it. If you look at it, Joshua, he doesn't know how to like finesse the interview to me, because there's loopholes in what he's saying in the same answer, and I'm gonna point it out for you guys, because some of you guys maybe can't hear all the way or whatever. I'm gonna point it out.
And he's done well to build a profile off of the back of my hard work, so I give him credit for that. But ultimately, I realized there was a lot of talking, and he's done well to build a profile off of the back of my hard work.
He said Wilder's done well to build a profile off the back of his hard work. First of all, I don't entirely agree with that. One, you're not Floyd Mayweather. So it's like Wilder, the biggest profile jump that he got is not really from you. It's from people feeling you're afraid to fight him. Two, he got a big profile boost by fighting Luis Ortiz, a guy that was your mandatory that you didn't want to fight. And that really didn't have nothing to do with you. Didn't have nothing to do with Eddie Hearn. So you can't just make it like Wilder is popping right now solely because of you. And the things about you, like, that made him relevant is because people felt that you don't want to fight him, that you're avoiding him, not the other way around. But I'm going to get to the contradiction. Let's listen.
So I give him credit for that. But ultimately, when we're all in the same division, we all have to fight. There's no doubt about it. People were saying Canelo was ducking Triple G. They're about to have a Beckham rematch, a double fight. People don't duck each other. They fight at the right time when the deal's right. It's the same principle with me and Wilder. We'll get it on as soon as the deal's right. That's the only hold up with that situation.
He said, we'll get it right once the deal's right. That's the only hold up.
Unfortunately, time doesn't wait for no man, and time didn't wait for us to kind of get our negotiations together.
Okay, listen. Time waits for no one. Time waits for no man. And he said time wasn't on our side to get our negotiations together. And the reason it didn't happen because the deal wasn't right.
So we have to keep it being Wilder. We'll get it on as soon as the deal's right. That's the only hold up with that situation. Unfortunately, time doesn't wait for no man, and time didn't wait for us to kind of get our negotiations together. So we have to keep it moving. But with Pavek here, what I said is that after I fought Carlos Takam, Wilder called me out and said, I've been ducking him, I've been dodging him. But I'd never heard a word from Wilder before then.
That's false. He says prior to the Takam fight, Wilder called him out after, but prior to that, he had never heard him call out. I've done videos about Wilder calling him out way before Takam, like years ago, but whatever.
So with that situation, I always entered my next fight as if I was going to fight Wilder next. So remember, I've been negotiating with Wilder's team from after I fought Carlos Takam, so I was being patient. Then I found out I was fighting another champion. So I thought, all right, if I win...
Boom. Contradiction. Who heard it? It was just that, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, when people have the forked tongue and they just say so, it's so easy to miss. Who heard the contradiction? Who heard the contradiction just that simple? See, I'm like a detective when it comes to this. Who heard the contradiction? See, one person, I missed it. If y'all heard it, let me know. If y'all didn't hear it, let me know. It was that, see, you got to be quick in this game. You got to listen. See, the thing is, people say whatever, oh, your ego, you're fucking biased and all this bullshit. I'm willing to listen to all sides, see what makes sense. But you're not just about to say whatever to me and I just go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Look, y'all didn't even hear it. So I'm the only one with two ears with no earwax in it. Y'all all heard it, but y'all didn't put it together. Y'all don't hear Jimmy. You want me to break it down? Listen, I'm going to break down what he just said. See, it's like, this is why Eminem's album or certain people with lyrics, it goes above people's head because they don't take the time to listen and put it together. Like, oh, did he just say that and that? Oh shit, that's a double entendre. He killed it with that. That's a triple entendre. Listen, if y'all want me to break it down for you, can I get a hell yeah? I'm going to tell you what he just said in the same response to Blue Blood that was already a contradiction to what he just said. I know y'all heard it. I know y'all heard it. But you didn't put it together. New media. I need some new media chants. You can say Eagles Army or new media. Just rep in the comment section. You know, y'all got to hype me up. If y'all want me to break it down, I got to spoon feed y'all with certain things. Okay. Y'all got to wake the sleeping giant, man. We working. We out here working, man. He said my lady was running her mouth. I'm done with you. All right, come on, man. I'm gonna break down the contradiction. It's very simple, and you know I can't fault y'all. Y'all good fans. It's easy to miss, I guess, if you don't have the trained ear. All right. In his response to Blue Blood, see, this is what happens when people just keep going on and on. They end up slipping and telling more, and they catch themselves up in the essence. All right, Blue Blood asked him about Wilder and why you overlooking Povetkin. Boom, that's the question he's answering. At the front of that question, when he started responding, the front of his answer, guess what he said? He said, unfortunately, time was not on our side, and this fight would have happened with Wilder had there been more time and the proper deal was presented. But time wasn't on our side, so boom, we didn't have enough time, and we went a different route. Did everybody hear him say that part? We'll start off with baby steps. Did everyone hear him say that time wasn't on our side? The fight will happen when the fight's supposed to happen, when the timing's right, and the time, we were just pressed for time. Okay, one person heard it. Is that it? Did you guys hear that? Okay, so then y'all, I don't understand how y'all didn't catch the contradiction. See, everybody heard him say time wasn't on our side, and when the right deal would have been negotiated, then the fight would happen, right? So everybody heard him say that, but a little bit later in that same answer, he also says, we've been negotiating with Wilder since Tackham. So how do you have too little time if you've been negotiating since November of 2017? That, my friends, is the contradiction. You just say you didn't have enough time, but then you just talked about having an elongated negotiation since the Tackham fight. See, you guys have to learn to put 2 and 2 together. 2 and 2 still equals 4. You say you didn't have enough time, but then seconds later you brag about, oh yeah, man, we've been negotiating with him since the Tackham fight in November 2017. That's when that fight took place. And he says we couldn't get nowhere in negotiations, so we went with another champion and Joseph Parker. So which one is it? Either you were pressed for time, or you had a lot of time and it still didn't happen. Bars. Oh my God. I told y'all, it's too easy, man. All y'all got to do is listen. All you got to do is listen. I'm going to play it again. So after I've explained it and outlined it. He said time wasn't on our side, but then you told
Tackham wanted together, so we have to keep being Wilder. We'll get it on. There's no doubt about it. people were saying Canelo was ducking Triple G. They're about to have a second rematch, a double fight. People don't duck each other. They fight at the right time when the deal's right. It's the same principle with me and Wilder. We'll get it on as soon as the deal's right. That's the only hold up with that situation. Unfortunately, time doesn't wait for no man, and time didn't wait for us to kind of get our negotiations together. So
okay, time waits for no one, for nobody, and time wasn't on our side to get our negotiations with Wilder together, right?
we have to keep it moving.
Hold on. And we had to keep it moving.
Time doesn't wait. A double fight. People don't duck each other. They fight at the right time when the deal's right. It's the same principle with me and Wilder. We'll get it on as soon as the deal's right. That's the only hold up with that situation. Unfortunately, time doesn't wait for no man, and time didn't wait for us to kind of get our negotiations together. So we have to keep it moving. But with Povetkin, what I said is that after I said, so with that situation, I always entered my next fight as if I was going to fight Wilder next. So I said, I've been ducking him, I've been dodging him. After I fought Carlos Takam, Wilder called me out and said, I've been ducking him, I've been dodging him. But I'd never heard a word from Wilder before then. So with that situation, I always entered my next fight as if I was going to fight Wilder next. So remember, I've been negotiating with Wilder's team from after I fought Carlos Takam, so I was being patient as if I was going to fight Wilder next. So remember, I've been negotiating with Wilder's team from after I fought Carlos Takam, so I was being patient as if I was going to fight Wilder next.
Listen.
Remember, I've been negotiating with Wilder's team from after I fought Carlos Takam, so I was being patient. Then I found out I was fighting another champion. So I thought, all right.
He says, we've been negotiating since after I fought Carlos Takam, and we've been patient. What? So once again, which one is it? Which one is it? He says time wasn't on our side. We didn't have enough time to make the deal and finalize negotiations, right, with Wilder. Therefore, that's why the fight didn't happen. Seconds later, he says, I've been negotiating with Wilder since the Carlos Takam fight. He said since Carlos Takam. So which one is it? Because the Carlos Takam fight, if you've been negotiating with one guy from November, let's say December, we'll push it out a month, but I know the Takam fight happened in November. You know, it was either October or November, to be honest, but we'll just say December. Just push it out, right? I know it's in October or November, one of the two, right? In 2017. So how's that not enough time to negotiate? You have January, February, March, April, and somewhere around the summer is when it was ruled that they couldn't fight. So June, or I don't remember off the top. I can definitely pull it up. So once again, which one is it? He said time wasn't on our side. That's why we didn't have enough time to finalize and sew up and wrap up the Wilder negotiation. But then in the same breath, in the same answer, you say you've been negotiating with him since Takam. I mean, make that make sense. Make that make sense. Either you were limited and in a time crunch, or you've been negotiating since 2017. Because if you've been negotiating since 2017, how long does it take to make a fight? And there's a lot of smoke screens. Joshua bringing up stuff Gervonta Tank Davis said. Canelo Triple G. He said, oh, Canelo Triple G, they're getting ready to have their second fight. But guess what? He said a lot of people said Canelo was ducking and they're getting ready to have their second fight. But Canelo has nothing. They did say Canelo was ducking. But what does that have to do with Joshua Wilder? Yeah, Canelo and Triple G are getting ready to have their second fight. You're not even getting ready to have your first fight with Wilder. So what is, again, this is smokescreen. Smokescreen. What is Canelo Golovkin negotiation and them being on their second fight? What on earth does that have to do with Deontay Wilder and Joshua not even having the first fight? Please explain that to me. He's like, yeah, it's just like Canelo. A lot of people said Canelo was ducking, and now they're getting ready to have their second fight. That has nothing to do with your negotiations. What does Canelo Golovkin have to do with anything? Please let me know. And he's right. People did say Canelo was ducking, but Canelo stepped up to the plate. You know, they got it to work, and now they're about to have their second fight. You're not even about to have your first fight with Wilder. So what is the basis? What is the compare? What are we comparing? You know, that's like saying, oh, a lot of people said Kell Brook was ducking, but he fought Errol. Yeah, that's true. People said Kell Brook was ducking if he didn't fight Errol Spence, and now he's fought him. But what does that have to do with you? What does that have to do with your negotiation with Wilder? You still haven't fought him. We still don't have a date. Well, we have a date when you're fighting next, but we don't have a date for the Wilder-Joshua fight. And now Wilder pulled out a wild card, you know, keyword Wilder, wild, pulled out the wild card, and now he's fighting Tyson Fury and stealing the whole spotlight from you. I'm telling you, man, the new media is here. Ego's army is here. It's just what it is. You got to come correct. You got to make sense. You got to make sense to the fans. You got to make sense. This is not about, I hate guys, be biased, all that stupid shit. Because the biggest thing is, if you disagree, prove it wrong. Step up in the hot seat, prove it wrong. What are we talking about? We're all boxing fans here. Let's have an educated, professional, facts-based conversation and debate. What did I say that was wrong? You know, open hot seat. Let's get it. Oh, wow. Someone brought up a good point. Charles Martin lost this week and got AJ looking real shaky. That's who he got his title from. That's what got everything popping. He'd be like, oh, he beat Charles Martin. I mean, do you guys honestly, you've seen Charles Martin versus Adam Kanowski or whatever. And I like Kanowski. You know, he has a good Polish following and stuff like that. But he needs work. I don't think he's ready for any of the champions based on how he looked. And he was, you know, feeding it to Charles Martin. And this is who Joshua beat, unproven, to become a champion. Yeah, Charles Martin was if anything, Charles Martin showed me he had heart. You know, he showed me he had heart. Adam Kanowski's not even in good shape. You know what I'm saying? He like fucking spawn of butterbean shape. You know what I mean? He's not in like crazy looking shape. He doesn't even look like the tallest heavyweight or nothing crazy. He's just like, you know, a good, like an Andy Ruiz. That's a good fight. Adam Kanowski and Andy Ruiz Jr. Make something like that. But, you know, this is who Joshua beat to become a champion. Meanwhile, Wilder's tough test in recent memory is Luis Ortiz, who just blitzed the guy. I was at the fight on the Mikey Garcia, Robert Easter Jr. card. Ortiz destroyed a guy who went the decision with Joseph Parker, another guy that Joshua's renowned for beating. Joseph Parker struggled with Raz Kojanu, you know, and it went the decision. Luis Ortiz knocked him out in 2 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. I was there. I was like in the 4th or 5th row, ringside. Luis Ortiz got a standing ovation when he walked out, you know, obviously because the fans respect him for the Wilder performance, and that was his comeback fight. He got right back in there and destroyed a man that former champion Joseph Parker had issue with, Raz Kujano, a big dude. You know, Raz Kujano is a big dude. I seen him at the weigh-in next to, what's the dude's name? The Showtime dude. It's not Jim. I don't know. Steve Farhood. That's it. You know, and this dude looked like a giant. Luis Ortiz destroyed and decapitated him. He was playing around and shit. Luis Ortiz was like, all right, motherfucker, I got something for you. And he hit him with that 2-piece, that left hand special. It's special. You know what I'm saying? So if we really break down Joshua's career, I'm not hating. I'm being real. He has cool names in a short period of time. I give him that. He has a gold medal. I give him that. Even him getting the gold medal, if you know that fight, was controversial. A lot of people said that he should have lost that fight, the gold medal match. But I'm not here to argue or take away somebody's accomplishment. Whatever. It's done is done. You know, just like Roy Jones lost at the Olympics in Seoul, Korea. Fine. Fuck it. Whatever. But you have to break it down. You have to break it down. And these are the guys. Joshua, to become champion, beat Charles Martin, who, in my opinion, didn't look sensational just last week. He hasn't really done nothing before he fought Joshua, nor after. You know, like and when I mean nothing, is he's had fights, but he hasn't like fought nobody. Who has Charles Martin beat? That was elite. Glasgow looks like a cruiserweight. You know, he doesn't even look like a big head. I don't even know where he is. And, you know, Eddie Hearn, they keep saying like, oh, but see, the whole claim to fame is that Joshua has done this in few fights. You know? That's cool, but like, I mean, who did he beat? Name one person that he beat that's a stylistic nightmare the same way Luis Ortiz is to top heavyweights. You know what I mean? Somebody like that. And I wouldn't even say Klitschko. Klitschko was on paper older than Ortiz, and he's coming off a loss. And Klitschko don't have the temperament. Like, Luis Ortiz is an aggressive boxer puncher. Do you guys understand what the fuck I am saying? He's an aggressive boxer puncher. And he's a southpaw. And he's of adequate size. You know, if you're 6'4" or better, weighing 240 or better, and you got smoke like Luis Ortiz, you good. Luis Ortiz is an aggressive boxer puncher that can box. I've seen his big ass get on his toes and on that Cuban shit. You know, who has Joshua fought like that? You know, Joseph Parker. And truth be told, Joseph Parker didn't do half bad versus Joshua. Joshua didn't look like a killer versus Joseph Parker. You know what I mean? And I would pick Luis. See, and this is the oh my gosh, man. This is the fake part about boxing. This is what Errol Spence was talking about the politics in boxing. Because people keep saying, like, oh, who's Wilder fought? Luis Ortiz never a champion. There's a lot of politics. Because I got a hot seat for anybody right now. And then obviously, since the fights haven't happened, we'll use the popular vote. So there's no way to prove it per se, but I want you guys to see who won the battle based on our points. I'm going to make a fantasy fight, and you guys will use popular opinion. I have an open hot seat right now for anybody. I believe in my heart of all hearts that Luis King Kong Ortiz has a strong chance where he would have beat anybody on Joshua's resume. Anybody. Including Klitschko. Based on the circumstance. I'm talking about when Luis Ortiz, I'm talking about if Joshua, when he fought Klitschko around that time, you know, Klitschko coming off a loss, because at the time that happened, Luis Ortiz was undefeated. Name one person that Joshua has beat that you believe Luis Ortiz would have lost to. Let's just go through his whole resume. Let's get it. I got an open hot seat. Name one person who in 2017, when Joshua fought Klitschko, name one person. That was when Ortiz was Joshua's mandatory, right? So 2017, he was undefeated. Klitschko was coming off a loss in 2017. So name one person that Luis Ortiz would have lost to that Joshua has beaten. Open hot seat. See, they always want to say, oh, Eagle, you're fucking biased. You bloody Yanks. All right, step up in the hot seat. Ain't shit to talk about. Step up in the hot seat. Block the fake Sean Newton boxing worldwide. We don't fuck with Fig Newton over here. Block him. He's not in this topic. Do I have any shooters? Shooters, if you're in the building, please announce yourself. Do we have any shooters? Thank you. Get him the fuck out of here. Biju, $5 super chat. The fuckery is in full effect. If Joshua offered Wilder 50 mil and Wilder said no, the whole world would have crucified him. People turn blind to bullshit. Facts. Once again, name someone that Anthony Joshua has beaten that, given the opportunity in 2017, Luis King Kong Ortiz would have lost to. Name somebody so we could do a hot seat. Name somebody. I'm waiting. I'm ready. This is easy work. I know Kennedy Linder. I know we on the same page. Name someone. See, so this is what I'm saying. This is the politics in boxing. People, oh, but Luis Ortiz, I mean, he was inactive. He hasn't been a champion. He wasn't given the opportunity. He was with Golden Boy. They didn't get him the opportunity. He was with Matchroom. They didn't put him in there with Joshua. And he didn't get a title shot until Al Heyman. And Al Heyman put him in there with his top heavyweight, Deontay Wilder. And Wilder emerged victorious. So Wilder gets a pass because he took the King Kong challenge. These other dudes didn't. Once again, I have an open hot seat. All you motherfuckers, oh, Eagle's so biased. come get this work and tell me who, at the time Anthony Joshua fought any of these guys, that Luis Ortiz would have lost to him. Who? So when Joshua fought Dillian White, when he had 15, 16 fights or whatever the fuck he had at that time, you think Luis Ortiz would have lost to him at that point? Earn with Hearn, block him. Block him. We gonna put you in an urn, motherfucker. Bars. Earn with Hearn. Bars. We gonna put you in an urn on a mantle. Block him. Earn with Hearn, block him. You ain't shit. Well, you ain't gonna be here for much longer. So we about even. Yeah. Shout out to Kennedy Linder. He said you ain't shit. They always try to get one last you ain't shit before the shooters come for that ass. They talking about my sunglasses. I don't give a fuck about sunglasses. Unless you listen, fuck the sunglasses. Unless you sunning me in this hot seat, that's the only sun I care about. Unless you gonna sun me in this hot seat and school me with this fucking facts that I'm bringing up. You know what I'm saying? You can talk about sunglasses all day. I don't give a fuck. Once again, I'm begging all y'all motherfuckers. I'm begging you. Tell me who Luis Ortiz would have lost to at the point Joshua fought him. So Charles Martin, brand new champion, unproven, in his first title defense, Luis Ortiz would have lost to him. Do you think that? Because once again, Eddie Hearn keeps bringing up Joshua's 20 fights. Oh, he's done this in 20 fights. That's cool. That's good. But who would have lost? I mean, who would Luis Ortiz have lost to had he been given those opportunities? If Luis Ortiz was his cash cow and Eddie Hearn supplied him with all those same fights, who said Vladimir? Who said Vladimir? Hey, Canelo might knock Golovkin out. Canelo look wild fast. Hey, Canelo might give Golovkin some smoke. Hey, shout out to whoever told me about that. Canelo look wild fast right now. Hey, once again, I'm keeping my same prediction. You guys know who I picked and who I've been picking since day one. I picked Canelo. I don't have to wait for videos like that to surface. Y'all know if you fuck with the channel that I kept saying Canelo. And there's a chance I could be wrong. Fuck it. That's the chance I'm taking. Canelo beats Triple G. Shout out to Chris Riviera for dropping that heat. Canelo looked fast as fuck. But we got to stay on this AJ topic. We might be able to talk more about that in a minute. Listen, someone said I think Klitschko could beat him. Klitschko was coming off a loss and he's been stopped. Klitschko has trouble with guys about his height that he cannot lean on. He would not be able to lean on Luis Ortiz. He would not be able to clinch. Luis Ortiz is fucking big. He's solid. He is a unit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure about that, especially coming off a Tyson Fury loss and an 18-month layoff. I really would put money on Luis Ortiz, to be honest. You know, no disrespect to Klitschko, legend, but Klitschko, like, name someone that Klitschko has beaten that has the experience, size, power, southpaw stance, and movement of Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz is versatile. I don't know what you guys don't see. Luis Ortiz is versatile. He can box on his toes or he can fight flat-footed. That would give Klitschko hell because Klitschko wouldn't be just like Tyson Fury. See, the difference is Tyson Fury was just big and he could box, and then that's what gave Klitschko hella problems. So how's he gonna do? What is he? Ortiz is not as big as Tyson Fury, but he moves even better than Tyson Fury, especially when we're talking about footwork. Tyson Fury's good up here, like upper body movement. He has really good upper body movement. Luis Ortiz has good overall boxing movement, including his feet. Block Muhammad. We're not playing the games. Muhammad Get Muhammad Dider the fuck up out of here. Get him out of here. All these little, this is damage control comments. That's what I like to call them. Damage control comments. When they just say something real radical with no explanation, we just gonna block them. Wilder pussy. That's it. Okay, you block. You ain't bringing nothing. If you said Wilder's a pussy because ... and you explain, then cool. Nobody's believing that. Shout out to Real Brother 32. He said Corey Saunders caught Klitschko with that left he never saw coming. That's what I'm saying. I would favor Luis Ortiz at that point in Klitschko's career for sure, because Klitschko didn't like Tyson Fury boxing him. And that's just one. Why y'all trying to focus on one person on Joshua's resume? And Klitschko got dropped in the fight too. So, man, I think Luis Ortiz has faster hands. He's just faster processing than Anthony Joshua. Just fast, mind and all that, sharp. So he had Wilder on Queer Street, and if Joshua can knock down Klitschko, and he's more like heavy, especially in the Klitschko fight, he was heavy and brolic and shit, then Luis Ortiz can catch Klitschko for sure. But that's one person on Klitschko's that's one person on Joshua's whole 20 fights. What about them other guys? Y'all just want to focus on Klitschko, and that's not even a given. That's not even a given that Klitschko would beat Luis Ortiz. Because put it this way, and this is the thing. If y'all want to say Klitschko, why didn't Klitschko fight him? He was the champion. Luis Ortiz had a name for a while. He was fighting Klitschko leftovers, Tony Thompson and shit. Why didn't he fight him then? If it was that easy. You said it was going to be easy. But anyway, let's look at the other 20 people on AJ's resume. Who would Luis Ortiz have lost to at the point when AJ fought them? Come on, see, this ain't no work for me. This ain't no work, because everybody has a problem with what you say until it comes time to justify what you say. You think Dominic Breazeale would beat Luis Ortiz? I don't think Dominic Breazeale would be the favorite to beat Luis Ortiz now, coming off of Wilder lost in his last two fights. Dillian White, I don't know if he'd be a favorite now to beat Luis Ortiz. So it's like, what are we really talking about? Charles Martin, Eric Molina. Which one of these guys do you think would have beat Luis Ortiz? So everyone keeps talking about, oh yeah, who's Luis Ortiz beat? He's never been given the opportunity. We know we're not playing the same old rigmarole and like games and shit. You know why certain guys don't have the stellar resume, because motherfuckers don't want to fight them. Just like Rigondeaux. Oh, but look at Leo Santa Cruz. He fought Abner Mares twice and Carl Frampton twice. Yeah, that's because none of them wanted to fight Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux could have fought Leo Santa Cruz 8 times and Carl Frampton 9 times had they wanted to fight him, and Abner Mares. This is what they do. They blackball you, and then they use that against you. So you'll never get to any type of level because you're blackballed. And they do this all the time with Cuban fighters. Edeslani Lara, he's boring. Rigondeaux, boring. Luis Ortiz, the guy's like 93 or something. Am I right? This is what they do. Errol Spence is another one. He's not even Cuban. Actually, ESPN put up a graphic and they said he was Cuban. They put the Cuban flag next to him. See, I know my boxing. Yeah, Errol Spence. Yeah, Errol Spence could have had a register on his resume with Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. He wants these fights, but it's just a matter of waiting and playing the waiting game and playing your position, because they don't want it at the point. He could have fought Keith Thurman 2-3 times by now, because this has been going on since Floyd suggested it, at least, maybe even before that. Errol Spence tells you, he's like, man, I was calling him out my 14-15 pro fight. Sajid, what up? Yeah, they put the Cuban flag next to Errol Spence when they were doing like a snapshot of pound for pound fighters or some shit. It was on the Terrence Crawford and Dongo fight. Errol Spence looked big as shit next to Sean Porter in the ring. His traps was on swole and shit. But anyway, this is what they try to do. They try to block you and then try to complain. Like, oh, hey, I mean, who's Luis Ortiz fought? Oh, let him fight somebody. Why isn't he fought Dillian White? Why are we talking about Dillian White versus Derek Chisora? Put Luis Ortiz. Listen, if Dillian White fights, I give you my word. If Dillian White fights Luis Ortiz next on DAZN, I will pay for I'll give $100 worth of DAZN subscriptions out. I'll do a sweepstakes. So I'll spend $100. So that's 10 DAZN subscriptions. I'll give out 10 free month subscriptions. That's a good fight. I support good shit. But they talking about him fighting Derek Chisora, a guy he already fought and struggled with. Really, I thought Derek Chisora beat Dillian White. You know, I like Dillian White, good dude, good fighter. But these are the facts. These are like, what are we really debating? So once again, if Luis Ortiz can't get the fight with the names that'll prove that he's ready for a title shot again, or he won't get the title opportunity with anyone other than Luis Ortiz, laughing my ass off, someone said Parker would beat Ortiz. Whoever said that, show your face. If you believe Parker beats Luis Ortiz, then show your face right now. I got a hot seat waiting for you. Whoever said Parker beats Luis Ortiz, show your face, please. See, they're scary. This is what they do. They say stuff that nobody believes, and then they're too scared to show their face. Yo, smash the like button. Future Hendricks, Parker could beat Ortiz with the right game plan. Bro, what are you talking about? Step up in the hot seat. So you want to argue that in the hot seat. You want to waste everybody's time. Nobody believes you. But I feel the power would be too much. Then stop trying to play devil's advocate. Either you with it or you against it. Do you really think that Parker would beat Luis King Kong Ortiz? Honestly. You know what I'm saying? See, this is what this is what they try to do. They try to teeter on the fence about everything. Oh, I mean, with the right game plan, Parker really would. So if you had to bet your mortgage or your living situation on Parker beating Luis Ortiz, the outcome of that, what would you bet? So if I get this wrong, I'm homeless, literally. All my shit out on the street. No car to sleep in. You would honestly say that your money would be with Parker over Luis? Come on, stop it, man. See, like I said, I was born at night. Future Hendricks, bro, you playing the fence. Nah, no smoke, bro. I'm just saying it depends on how in shape he is and the right. No, it doesn't, because he's in shape. He struggled with Andy Ruiz Jr., arguably lost that fight. Facts. He won via split decision to become a champion. Facts. He struggled with Razko Janu. Didn't look good in a boring fight with Huey Fury. Right? He lost to AJ. He did cool, but he wasn't offensive enough, to really solidify it and take something from the champion in his hometown. You knew it wasn't going to go his way, right? And then he got dropped one time, but they said it was 2 times versus Dillian White, and then he hurt Dillian White in the final round. So Parker wasn't out of shape in none of them fights, and he still hasn't had a dominant victory. You know what I mean? Like, who's he beat? Like, in just such a, like, he beat the shit out that dude. So please stop it. He didn't even beat, like, if we're doing triangle theories, Razko Janu was a 12-round decision, and Luis Ortiz smoked dude. I was there live. Smoked him. Smoked that man out of here like a Cuban. Now he says, yeah, facts, but I don't know. So you're admitting it's facts, but then you're still claiming you don't know. Bro, it sounds like you want the hot seat, because what you're saying don't add up. It sounds like you want something to be the case, but you won't admit it. You know what I'm saying? See, this is what's wrong with boxing fans. That pride will get you each and every time. That pride will get you. You're trying to have it both ways, because you don't want to say the damaging thing or whatever. So you're trying to act like what I'm saying is not, like you don't believe it. Block the stalker that's in here. We have an all points bulletin. Shooters. The Pioneer says, ego, stop beef with everyone. What you disagree with? You know, I'm not stopping shit. I don't even know you. The Pioneer, what do you disagree with? You have 15 seconds to comply. What do you disagree with? You want me to stop something? I'll stop after you. How about that? The Pioneer, what do you disagree with? See, they just say stupid shit. Stop beefing. So you don't disagree with anything I'm saying. You just want me to stop. That's how you know I'm smoking these dudes out. Because they're not saying. And Mosquito going hard on y'all. Pioneer, you have 10 seconds. What do you disagree with? 9 seconds. Shooters, get ready. 8 seconds. Pioneer, what you disagree with? 7 seconds. There will be justice out here. New media. You're not gonna just type shit and just do a drive-by. We're not doing that no more. Those days are dead. 5 seconds. Pioneer, please respond. You're in the hot seat. 4 seconds. Pioneer, what do you disagree with? Shooters, strap up. Strap season. 3 seconds. Pioneer, what do you disagree with? Please tell me. He said, stop beefing with everyone. 1 second. All right, shooters, get Pioneer up out of here. He just disappeared. You ain't no Pioneer. That motherfucker, you AWOL. You went missing. See, they just tell you to stop. Oh, that's how you know. That makes me keep going, to be honest. Shout out to D, my shooter. Oh my gosh. This shit is easy. When they don't have no argument and they just say stop, that's how you know you destroying them. Listen, disagreeing is fine. I don't care about that. But you got to speak your point. If you disagree, you can't just see, this is what boxing wants to do. They want to disagree just to disagree with no solid argument, no foundation, no leg to stand on. That's what we don't do. If you disagree, school me. Tell me why Joseph Parker would beat Luis Ortiz, in your humble, honest opinion, using facts. No, I just have a gut feeling. No, use facts based on, because you don't just get a gut feeling. What made you feel this way? But this is what they don't do. I have open hot seats for certain topics and they don't step up. But if I guarantee you, if this video was a video where I'm not live, then they would have so much to say. We the livest live stream. Somebody said, block him like you just did me 5 minutes ago. How are you back here if you got blocked? You made another account just to come back? So once again, King Kong Ortiz has not been privileged to fight certain guys except for Wilder. And you've seen what he came to do. Like when he fought Luis Ortiz, fought Wilder, you seen he wasn't playing no games. So the thing is, you got to understand this. Wilder is big, long wingspan, pause, but he's a 6'7" dude with crazy freakish power. So that was able to bail him out, you know what I mean, when the going got tough, because he has threatening, game-changing power. These other heavyweights, unless your power is freakish like that, and if you're down a couple rounds or getting outboxed to Luis Ortiz, you have no recourse. If you don't have power like that, you're not going to have the means to turn everything around. Or if you don't have the style like Wilder, you don't have the means to turn everything around. You know, that's why it's like let's say Chris Algieri versus Manny Pacquiao, right? See, I'm schooling y'all motherfuckers. Pacquiao versus Chris Algieri. Algieri got dropped 6 times. So we knew going into the 8th, 9th, 10th round that it was a wrap for him. Because if you have 4 to 6 knockdowns and we know your level of power, right? And we know Pacquiao's pretty durable, has a good chin despite being knocked out previously. We knew Chris Algieri, he's never showed us this game. It's boxing, you can say that. But, the likelihood that he was, that he would knock out Pacquiao after being knocked down six times and let out the cage and shit was very unlikely. We know that. So you could tell in certain fights. But when a guy has freakish power, he's never out of the equation. John Molina versus Mickey Bay. John Molina is getting his ears boxed off by Mickey Bay, still turned it around in the 12th round. So when you have power, you're technically never out of it. Because you actually have the type to turn things around. But if you losing drastically, it's like the likelihood is very low. You know what I mean? It's very low that you're gonna turn things around. So Deontay Wilder has that going for him. He's always in any fight as long as he can punch and he's conscious because he has that type of power. But if your power is not like that, then and you're losing badly to Luis Ortiz, how are you gonna turn it around? Especially if he's hurting you. Man. If you have the power and will, you can always turn the fight around. Yeah, but you have to have those things. Yeah, Wilder flipped it on him because I think the Fury winner, public consensus will be the Fury Wilder winner is the A side. Some people may disagree with that, but I think it's true. I think that the winner should be the A side based on doing what's right for boxing. Based on, and this is where Team Joshua messed up. I think they simply did too much. They did too much to try to paint Wilder as this begging bum, and a lot of Joshua's fans did too. Like, I mean, come on, man. Who really knows? Shout out to Infant Goldie. Ego, what's happening? He said, what's happening, bro? Pasadena, California to the Bay all the way. Shout out to you, man. California love. Pasadena. They tried so hard to damage Wilder in the public opinion that it ended up backfiring. Because now you have Josh. Okay, Eddie Hearn was just in late November or December of last year, late 2017, Eddie Hearn doing interviews, asking random people in front of a coffee house who Wilder is. Like, see, nobody knows Wilder. And then look what's changed since. Now, today's conference call, Joshua saying Wilder's done a good job raising his profile, mentioning my name off of the back of my hard work. Which one isn't? Now his profile is raised. I thought nobody knew who Wilder was. Now you're giving him credit for raising his profile. Which one is it, people? Nobody knows Wilder, like y'all was saying? The man fans? Or he's done a great job raising his profile? Joshua just said it today. Shout out to 1234. He says, I'm Irish and we all know Wilder in Ireland. It was mad when he was here. Exactly. More confessionals. See, and that's the thing. All these softball questions, t-ball questions and shit, because you don't want to deal with the various pitches. They want to play t-ball and have the ball sitting on the little post, make it an easy swing. That doesn't do anything because you're not going to be able to fake out the public, It's just not going to happen. Boxing fans are not stupid. Not stupid. They're not going to just go with the flow and be like, oh, yeah. It must be true, right? Shout out to Ireland. McGregor's a beast. Yeah, I can't wait to see his Khabib fight. Man, Joshua Wilder. And like, the funny thing is, Man, new media, Ego's Army. I don't even have to say shit because it. Y'all keep asking me if I seen a fight interview with Broner, Tank, and Spence and Easter. I was in the hallway. I was right there. I don't know why you guys keep asking me that. I was in New York. I was there. Gervonta Tank Davis, that's my dude. He took my camera and started filming and playing reporter and all that. I was right there. So, yeah, I don't have to see somebody's video because I was there. I'm everywhere. You ain't never there. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. Y'all keep asking me if I seen somebody's interview. And I'm right in the hallway with them all. Look, no more questions like that. Y'all asking me if I seen it. Look, it's Sean Porter after he won. Who's that in the cuts? Filming. That's me. So, yeah, I was there. Ego was chilling in his natural habitat with celebs. Yeah, man, I know a lot of these dudes, man. Shout out to them. Yeah, Spence, he had a lot to get off his chest. Listen, I don't know what type of channel this is that y'all think this is. He said, was they high as hell? Bro, this is not the rat channel. This is not ratting Ego. I don't know what the fuck dudes was doing. I go for one thing and one thing only, and that's it. I'm coming to film, and I'm coming to work, and I'm coming to cover event. I don't know what people put in their body. I don't know who you beat. I don't know you lost to. My name is not ratting Ego. What the fuck I look like telling what people do in their spare time? Or as if I was even with them to know what they're doing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all some snitches, for real. They create a yoke for people like y'all. Because that's all y'all do is say, I ordered the classic bacon cheeseburger, and I'll have you know, they didn't even give me onions and napkins. Like, y'all some snitches, man. I don't do all that snitching like that. I don't know what the fuck people do. All I do is what I'm getting money to do. Anything else is extracurricular. I don't know what people do to party and all that. And even if I did, I'm not, what do I look like? Oh, yeah, Errol Spence. Oh. Like, what? Y'all weird. Infant Goldie, $2 super chat. E40 voice, Ego everywhere like air. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, so I don't know what the age demographic is, but y'all act like this is underage drinking. If they want to drink, they can drink. Like I never understood that. Oh, these motherfuckers, look at them. They're drinking. You act like they're minors or some shit. If whoever, you're like, oh, Charlo, whoever the fuck y'all think is drinking or whatever, they're grown ass men. See, this is what I don't understand about society. Y'all motherfuckers be doing blow and all types of sherm and drinking and looking at all types of weird shit on the internet and two girls in a cup, and then y'all want to criticize what a celebrity does. You know, oh, fuck. Look at this guy. He's drinking. Who gives a fuck? I was drinking when I was in high school, to be honest. I mean, not like no fucking alcoholic, but I had drink. You know, we go to parties and drink. We called it fishing. We used to go to like 7-Eleven and ask people to, like, adults to buy us shit. So, I mean, what? Everybody want to judge, but, like, and the thing is, it's alcohol. It's alcohol. Y'all don't drink? None of y'all drink? It's just, like, fucking Latter-day Saints over here. Like, nobody drink? Like, who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck if motherfuckers drink. I mean, if that influences their career, that's on them. But so far, so good. Like, y'all talking about people drinking, and 90% of them are undefeated. So even if they were drinking, it's not obviously affecting their camps or performances. They still smoking dudes. I'm not no snitch like y'all. Brian NY, shout out to you. $10 super chat. I hope you had a great time last weekend in Brooklyn. Hope to meet you next time. # Ego Army. Shout out to you, Brian. No doubt. I appreciate you. I did have fun too. The weather was weird though. I got there, it's humid as fuck, and then the other days look kind of like overcast and rainy. Someone said I'm like a nun. Yeah, I'm sure. Damn, I stepped out for a few, but I missed it. Who's tripping, Ego? The fans, they this guy was drunk. How drunk were they, Ego? I don't know what the motherfuckers was doing. Listen, are you trying to interview? You know, I come in and do my thing and bounce. I'm not here. This ain't TMZ. I don't know this is EMZ, motherfucker. I don't care what these dudes is doing as long as they're not doing nothing like, you know, kidnapping kids or something crazy. Like, it's crazy. Y'all want snitching, Ego. Yeah, give me the scoop. What happened? Who hooked up with who after the fight? Like, man, please. That's why I keep my circle close. I don't want y'all snitching on me. I'm good in terms of, like, I don't do hardcore drugs or nothing. I never touch nothing like that. Nose candy and all that. You know, so my rap sheet's clean. You ain't gonna find no utensils and fishnets of me and no bullshit like that with me. So I'm good. My G files is straight. But, you know, like if I slept with somebody in the industry, y'all motherfuckers is gossip girls and shit. Yeah, look who Ego hooked up with. He left the fight with so and so. I think he kissed her. Like, damn, y'all some TMZ ass motherfuckers. Like, see, and then y'all wonder why Tank slapping phones out of people's hand. Shit, respect people's privacy. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm cut different. I told you last time, no bullshit. Last time I was in New York, Broner and Tank was having fun, ha ha ha, laughing. And then people think because they're laughing, because they're friends, and they have little inside jokes, that it's like a everybody party. But they're not respecting that man's privacy. Literally, Tank and Broner went to take a shit or piss or whatever the fuck they were doing in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Graffiti. I don't know what they were doing because I didn't follow them. And there's people with their cameras filming them and walked in the bathroom with them like, yeah. What, you gonna live stream Broner taking a piss? Man, you know about bathrooms. Why are you following someone into the bathroom? You know, I see why Tank slapped the fire out that dude's phone. Like, y'all gotta respect their privacy. They're still celebrities. I get that, but that don't. Mike B, $2 super chat. Thank you. Ego, did you give them a breathalyzer? Yeah, that's what y'all want. See, y'all laughing because y'all know I'm trill. You know I'm being real out here. Okay, somebody named Mule Taint. So-and-so tore you up in a video. He wants to debate you live. Says you are afraid you're going to accept. Block him. He's putting the same comment repeatedly. Motherfucker must be desperate. Listen. You gotta... Where are my shooters at? Mule Taint, get him the fuck up out of here. Listen, I don't give a fuck about nobody tore me up in no video. Tear me up at one of these fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck about no video. Straight up. He ain't gonna tear me up in the physical. So what we talking? What we talking? Y'all always want to see, like, listen. Y'all always want to see somebody debate. My debates are on my channel. Me debating the people in the hot seat. I don't care who said, whoever got to say whatever they got to say. That's cool. Good luck with that. You know what I mean? You got to make this make sense. A lot of people that want to debate, they want to clout chase. They want to piggyback. Until you've done what I've done in the game, then there is no debate. Unless you've done what I've done in this game or surpassed that, what are we debating? So you stay over there. You do what you do. Anybody coming and soliciting some bullshit and trying to antagonize or instigate, you will be blocked too. I don't care. I don't care what other people are doing. I really don't. I truly don't. You know what I mean? Oh, so-and-so wants to debate you live. What's in it for me? How much money we putting up? Like, Because if you're not on my level, then it has to be some money involved, something. Like Cassidy already told you. He's like, I got some young boys that might could bite your head off and all that. Like, what we debating for? You know what I'm saying? Like, put some stacks up. See, my time is worth something. Yeah, they clout chasing. We already know. Put 10 racks up or better. I'll debate. Get the money right. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is a business, right? My time is money. I got mad shit to do. So if we ain't talking about nothing, we ain't talking about nothing. You know, but like I said, you notice all these people that diss videos and want to debate who's going to fights and verified account like me, been in the game as long as me, knows fighters like me. Like, who? Name one person that has challenged me to a debate that has those type of stripes. That been in the game like me, been holding it down, covers fights, verified account, you know, popping Instagram. Like, so if it ain't that, then we ain't talking about nothing. Anywho, Luis Ortiz is a fucking problem. That's it. Somebody got to fight him. Somebody got to step him up. Step up and fight him. And you can't, this is what they do. They want to hold that against you for not having certain stripes on your belt, but they don't want to give you the opportunity to have stripes on your belt because they don't want to make the fights. And my shooters is clapping. My shooters be clapping something vicious. Oh my gosh. Bow. Clapping. D be clapping. Shout out to my shooters. Everybody want to throw rocks at the throne. It don't work like that. But anyway, we having a great year. Eagles Army, new media. Gang, gang. AJ started negotiating with Wilder after Takam and still didn't have enough time in negotiations because there was a disagreement that they couldn't resolve or AJ was ducking. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't know if that's a comment or a question. Y'all got to work on y'all grammar. I don't know if y'all asking questions or comments. You be like, fee, 5, 4, fum, red ball, blue ball. My pork is mighty fine. Like, what are you talking about? I don't eat this swine. This pork is mighty fine. Y'all got to make it make sense in y'all comments. Talking about some red ball, blue ball. I don't know that. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know you beat. I don't know you lost to. These dudes just be saying whatever. Like, I know they have to have an app for this to make sure y'all grammar is you air spit Crawford is the Spencer the Crawfords. What the fuck are you talking about? Fucking the Riddler and shit. Spence is Crawford is Spence. To Spencer Crawford, you must Crawford to Spence. Like, man, shut your suspenseful ass up. What you talking about? Like, I don't even understand these. Man, I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. I'm cut from their cloth. I don't know what y'all talking about. And I'm just trying to read. What you think Andre Ward meant saying Canelo is down 2 rounds already? I didn't hear. Somebody sent me something. I didn't watch it, so I don't know what he said. Y'all act like me and Andre Ward are Siamese twins, you know? Just because people are light-skinned, don't mean, and from the Bay, that don't mean Andre Ward, he likes Canelo. Like, we're not Siamese twins. I don't know. Like, ask Andre Ward. Y'all asking me what he meant on an interview I never even watched. Listen, I be in my lane. I be in my zone. I just got back from the East Coast. I don't know what nobody else said if it didn't come from me. If I reported about it, then that's one thing. If I didn't even watch Superfly. I don't know really all the outcomes of the fight. I don't even know who was on the Superfly card like that. Y'all keep asking me what Andre Ward said. Like it's a package deal. Like because he's hosting the Contender, I'm hosting the Contender. It don't work like that. I'm out here working and he's out there working. Damn, bro, you really on the bullshit today. No, you just really saying a bunch of bullshit today. That's what that is. You keep how you gonna ask me what another man said, and you ain't heard me say anything because I haven't watched it. Future Hendrix is mad. Look, this the real Hendrix, Jimmy. You don't hear Jimmy. He's saying I'm on the bullshit. You keep asking me about another man. I've never even brought up that topic because I don't know what Andre Ward said. How you okay? Nah, it's not registering. Future Hendrix is not registering. You keep asking me what he meant. He said, I'm just asking you what he meant. How can I tell you what he meant and I didn't even hear what he said? That's not how I operate. If I don't know what the fuck he said, then why would I try to interpret what he meant by that when I don't even know what he said? You're trying to force something that's not there. Like, I have not, I'm traveling. It is a 5-hour plus flight to get home. I am covering a whole different fight. I don't just be sitting up here. I'm not you. I don't sit up here on YouTube boxing channels and just watch all the content. I'm too busy uploading my own, working on my own purpose. You talking and telling me to interpret some shit I didn't even hear. How can I interpret something I wasn't even there for it? I wasn't present and I don't know what he said. It's that simple. Brian, New York, shout out again to the super chat, $5. Glad to see Charlo squash the beef with other PBC fighters, Ego's Army. Yeah, we were having fun in that hallway. Pause. That sounded kind of wild suspect. Hey, just block Future Hendrix. I'm really... Should he get blocked? Hold on. Shooters. Should we block Future Hendrix, put him in timeout? Bro, hey, my shooters be clapping. Whatever, just leave him. Bro, see, they try to make the stream about themselves. It's not about you. We're trying to talk about various things in boxing. He's done. My shooters didn't like him. He got shot down. Fuck it. You're mad. Like, they get mad because I state my opinion unapologetically. Oh, you're mad at Park. I'm not mad. I was perfectly content going on with the stream. The nerve of some of these guys. James Sousa said, I already hit him, Ego. Nah, I'm not mad at him. He was... Ego, I don't want your shooters on me, but what's your opinion on Nicaragua hating Chocolatito now? I don't know full details, but I know that he's siding with like the dictator or whatever of Nicaragua, and I guess they're like doing protests and people are getting killed and losing their lives for protesting, and he's on the side that's like opposing the protesters. You know what I mean? So he's down to clap or some shit. So I don't know full details, but that's kind of fucked up. You know, it's genocide, really. Someone said, WBC ordered White Ortiz, IBF ordered White Pulev. He ducked both, and he fought a money fight. Y'all putting some good comments though. I'm just trying to catch up and read what y'all saying. Yeah, just like Manny Pacquiao and Duarte, exactly. All right, listen. We got another hot seat. His name is Cassius King Boxing. Dillian White don't need Ortiz. He can fight Brazil for a Wilder mandatory, fight Chisora for UK pay-per-view, or wait for AJ in April. White is sitting good, in my opinion. Hey, you in a hot seat. You do not sound like one of us. And what I mean by one of us is a boxing fan. Everything you just said, and we're gonna expose the real. Cash is king, so put some cash up. I put cash up that you won't beat me in this hot seat. Once again, he said Dillian White don't need Ortiz. He can fight Brazil for a Wilder mandatory, fight Chisora for UK pay-per-view, or wait for AJ in April. White is sitting good, in your opinion. So, strike one. It was White's own team that said he's coming back in December. So you talking about wait until April is a cop-out. Because his own team says he's coming back at the end of the year. He wants to stay active. So that's strike one. You got to know your shit. Two, you're saying he doesn't need Ortiz. So that's like saying that Crawford and Spence don't need each other, or Errol Spence doesn't need Sean Porter. I mean, technically, you don't really need anybody, you know? You don't need Keith Thurman because he's not the WBC champion. But these are all good fights. So once again, you don't sound like you're coming from the position of a fan. You sound like a man fan, if anything. Like, you don't care about the greater good of boxing. You care about the value or the business behind one particular fighter or a few particular fighters. That's not real boxing talk to me. Talking about he don't need Ortiz. Yeah, he does. If he wants to get ultimate respect, he'll get more respect beating Luis Ortiz. Fuck a ranking, you know? Because if it's all about ranking, why'd he fight Joseph Parker? Bro, you can't beat me. Just know that. If back in December that means he was fighting Chisora in the UK pay-per-view, would you agree? Bro, I'm not listening to none of you saying. Listen, if he cares so much about ranking, Wilder's the WBC champion. WBC, who is the sanctioning body of the belt that Wilder has, told him to fight Luis Ortiz. And your ass talking about he don't need him. So that would at least get him in good graces with the WBC because he would be following their order. Right? Second of all, in beating Luis Ortiz, the most popular consensus from real boxing fans, he gets more credit beating Luis Ortiz than Dominic Breazeale, despite rankings, you know? And if rankings matter so much, then why did he fight Joseph Parker, who just lost his title, right? He wasn't ranked number one with the WBA. He wasn't ranked number one with the WBC. So why did he fight Joseph Parker if he cares so much about rankings? This is why these boys can't beat me, because they talk like man fans. All right, you made what I said official. He said he passed on Ortiz and made 7 figures in Parker pay-per-view. You lost your mind. No, you lost your mind because you care more about a guy's bank account than the growth of the sport. So how much would he make if he fought Luis Ortiz on pay-per-view? You let me know. Parker wasn't no massive because he fought Joshua. He lost. That made him a massive draw. Y'all full of shit, and y'all know it. How is Parker from New Zealand a massive draw in the UK? Because he came over and had an event in Cardiff with Joshua where he lost and wasn't really even offensive or as offensive as he needed to be. Once again, I've exposed this dude. He's not talking like a boxing fan. He's talking like he's Eddie Hearn. Oh, he made 7 figures. Well, that's nice for him in his bank account. What about the sport of boxing? That's all we care about is how much money they make. Kennedy Linder, I know it's unbelievable. I don't care about his account. Yes, you do, because you keep talking about strike 2 for lying. You say you don't care about his account, but all you keep talking about, he made 7 figures. Oh, he took the massive fight. And you call me crazy because he took a Parker coming off a loss. I just telling you what happened. Ortiz has never done a pay-per-view. And how many pay-per-views Parker do? In the market he did. 1 with AJ. Does this hot seat need to continue? Or is he already exposed who he is as a boxing fan? Not a real fan. And then he's trying to act like he's trying to backtrack. Oh, I don't care about the money. But you're the one that keeps bringing it up. He already got an L. If he got his L up, put your L's up so we can move forward. If I got to bury him some more, let me know. If he already got his L, because I lost track of the strikes, put your L's up. All right, shooters, get rid of him. The fans are speaking. You just said for someone to pay you for a debate, but now you don't want White getting paid. You care about money? Bro, you're really an idiot. You're really an idiot. I didn't say I didn't want White to get money. He could have got money versus Luis Ortiz. These dudes is really slow. When you guys just heard me. When did I ever say Dillian White shouldn't get money? But this is the fallacy that they tried to spin. That if Dillian White would have fought Luis Ortiz, that he wouldn't have got no money. But they trying to make it like Parker is this massive draw. Come on, man. Like, really? Parker was coming off of a loss. Luis Ortiz at this point is back in the win column. So how is Parker this massive UK draw? What has he done in the UK? Losing to Joshua? That made him a massive draw in the UK? No, UK fans are loyal, and that's what it is. They're loyal. So at the end of the day, you could have subbed in Joseph Parker's name, put Luis King Kong Ortiz, and it probably would have done well. You know, filled up the stadium pretty well. Because people respect Ortiz, especially since he stepped up to a Wilder championship level and held his own. Joseph Parker stepped up to AJ and did solid, but he really wasn't able to get off, especially in terms of an action. Luis Ortiz, you would have to imagine, would be an action fight based on how they both fight. But they try to spin it to make it like Parker's this massive draw and Luis Ortiz, nobody's ever heard of him. We're not buying that. New media is here. We are way too strong and way too deep. Ego's Army, gang. Parker's this huge name now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he got 7 figures to fight Parker. If anything, he probably could have made more fighting Luis Ortiz because Parker had already got good money fighting AJ and coming off of that. So he's already experienced like a really, really good payday. Luis Ortiz didn't even get that much money in the grand scheme of things when he fought Wilder because Wilder got so much, you know. So Dillian White would have been the A side or whatever you want to say in the promotion. So he could have made probably more money because Luis Ortiz probably would have accepted for a fraction of what Parker would have accepted for. Does that make sense to you? Parker had already touched M's fighting Joshua. I don't think Luis Ortiz has ever received $1 million paycheck in one fell swoop in one fight. So if anything, you can make it bigger with Luis Ortiz. You can make more money probably because Luis Ortiz, for a cool 850K, Luis Ortiz probably would fight Dillian White because he's fought for much less before. Nathan Smith, I'ma body you in the hot seat. Grab your popcorn. He said you're forgetting when Ortiz fought in the UK, he looked like a sack of shit against Dave Allen and Tony Thompson. Hey, listen, I love the UK. Some of y'all fans is looking wild suspect. Wild suspect. So you mean to tell me UK fans have such a in-depth memory that they're going to hold how he looked in 2015, 16, or whenever those fights happen. They care more about what happened in 2016 as opposed to the current Luis Ortiz, who just gave Deontay Wilder a run for his money. That's what you're trying to tell me in this hot seat. You're like, oh, but when he fought in the UK, he looked like a sack of shit. And Dave Allen and Tony Thompson, he didn't really look like a sack of shit, and he stopped both those guys. So I don't know how that's such a sack of shit to you. Joseph Parker, who's the last guy he stopped? Okay. Strike one. Who's the last? Since Luis Ortiz stopping Dave Allen being I don't know if the first, but I know he stopped him. And Tony Thompson. If that's looking like a shit, then looking shitty, then who has Joseph Parker stopped? When's the last guy he stopped? Okay, strike one. Moving on to the second point. Why would fans in the UK care more about what Luis Ortiz's performances look like against Malik Scott, right? Oh, actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me body this dude the right way because I know my boxing. To be honest, the UK fight wasn't even Tony Thompson. That was a Golden Boy fight. So, strike two. Strike two. You said when he fought in the UK, he looked like shit. And then you referenced the fight with Dave Allen and Tony Thompson. Tony Thompson was when he was still with Golden Boy. And that was on the same card as Jesse Vargas versus Saddam Ali. These young boys can't beat me. Malik Scott was a UK fight with Matchroom where he didn't look good. So you look stupid because you referenced the fight when he wasn't even in the UK. That's facts. And I know this off the top of my head, that's facts. Look it up. Malik Scott was with Matchroom. That's the whole point. The Malik Scott fight was on a Matchroom card. That's what he was trying to reference, but he said Tony Thompson and Dave Allen, and that wasn't a Matchroom fight because Luis Ortiz was still with Golden Boy at the time, because that's why Saddam Ali and Jesse Vargas fought as the main event. That's facts. Off the top of the dome. I'm freestyling and fucking these boys up. Strike two. So I got two questions for you. You said Dave Allen and Tony Thompson. Those are the two fights. You said Luis Ortiz looked shitty. One wasn't even a Matchroom fight in the UK, like you lied. So that's already strike one. But your strike two is, if he looked shitty and he stopped both those guys, then what was Joseph Parker's stoppage? When's the last time he got a stoppage? You see how he gets quiet all of a sudden? Where you at, Nate? So when did Joseph Parker look great? He did look like crap against Malik Scott. Who gives a shit? Because Malik Scott wasn't fighting in the style. He was fighting in the style with limited engagement. And of course he's going to look like crap because he was moving a lot, but he wasn't clearly going to win the fight like that. Malik Scott couldn't have won the fight like that. It just, if anything, he played spoiler by not getting knocked out and, extending it, making it for a 12-round decision. So yeah, Luis Ortiz didn't look great in that fight. But at the same time, the second part of the question, let me hurry up and get this dude out of here. Why would fans care more about what happened in 2015-16 as opposed to what recently happened, where he just gave the champion, big power puncher Deontay Wilder, a hellish fight? So you mean the UK fans are going to overlook what's recently happened to go back in their bag to 2016 and be like, oh, but he looked like shit versus Malik Scott in 2016 or whenever that was. But they're not going to include him hurting Wilder in the 7th round this year. Oh my gosh, it's so easy for me to catch these bodies these days. You have 15 seconds, my friend. Body bag this man. 13 seconds, my friend. Where you at, Nate? These young boys can't beat me. 10 seconds. I wish you had more time. 7 seconds, my friend. 6 seconds. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. We gave you a Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson count. What's your final answer? Come on, Nate. I just gave you a casket. You try to climb out in front of all these people. Please, you got to do something, Nate. All right, Shooter, get rid of him. He taking too long. Oh, my gosh. My Eagle Army body. He said Nate Dogg couldn't answer 21 questions. I like that. Bars. See how they just disappear? Hey, D been clapping something today. D been on his shit. Oh, my rockabye, baby. See, this is what the spin doctors do. They bring up false information. Oh, yeah, he looked like shit in the UK. Well, Tony Thompson, that was a Golden Boy fight, and I think it was in D.C., but I know it was on the Jesse Vargas Saddam Ali card. So how is it I know it and you misquoted it and said it was one of the Matchroom fights in the UK, which it wasn't. It was a Golden Boy fight. I mean, these dudes, they don't know their facts. But more importantly, aside from the misinformation that he gave, why would fans care more about what Luis Ortiz was looking like in 2015 and 16 as opposed to recently, this year in March, when he held a great account of himself, or even December when he destroyed Daniel Martz in Miami or wherever? Or what about when he fought on the Mikey Garcia Robert Easter card after the Wilder loss this summer? and he smoked the guy that Joseph Parker, former champion, struggled with and went 12 rounds with. So you mean to tell me UK fans are that biased and nitpicking that much that, as opposed to three good performances, two of them being stoppages, two being stoppages, the third being a good account of yourself against Wilder and nearly stopping him, they're going to overlook that and then say, oh, yeah, but he didn't look good versus Tony Thompson, no. I mean, if that's the case, then why do people give Joshua credit for beating Klitschko? If all we have to do is just go back and be like, oh, he looked like shit versus Tyson Fury. I mean, he got knocked out by Lehman Brewster. I mean, Corey Saunders knocked him out. I mean, if we're not looking at the current trends and we're just going to hold someone's past, I mean, why do people celebrate Pacquiao? He got knocked out multiple times before doing the 8 division shit. These dudes are getting them body bags, man. You got to look at where the person's at currently. That's how boxing is. I mean, look at Jermell Charlo. I was at his fight with John Jackson, and he was struggling. Like, he was getting outboxed in that fight, even though he turned it around. So people are looking at Jermell Charlo, who he is now, and he's looking like a beast. He's looking like a monster. People aren't like, oh, but the John Jackson fight in 2016, he was getting outboxed. I mean, that's cool, but he still turned that fight around and stopped the man. And then he moved on and he developed and he grew and he's grown into more of a, with Derek James, he grew into more of a finisher. That's what we have to look at. These motherfuckers want to talk about Luis Ortiz in 2015 and 16. Fuck out of here. This shit is too easy, man. I know they're getting a little woozy. They can't keep up. This is a moderate pace for us. You don't see one bead of sweat on me. Look, you don't see no sweat gland. Shout out to Mosquito, $10 super chat. Gang, gang. It said $10 for the real boxing fans. Shout out to White Boy Rick. He said if an L discredits your legacy, take Klitschko out of the Hall of Fame. Exactly. And a slew of other people. See, these games don't work against new media because they've already been tried and failed. People try to spin it and make it look like the bottom line is Parker is not this massive draw like y'all made him out to be. Like where he's just so much like boxing fans aren't stupid. They look at the quality of the fights too, despite ranking, And the fact is, people would show up for what's a good fight. Period. Like, here's an example. Thomas Delorme, let's say he's ranked number 1 with the WBA, right? Jesse Vargas versus Amir Khan is a bigger fight. So despite the WBA's rank, this is all hypothetical. So despite the WBA ranking Thomas Delorme and maybe not even ranking Amir Khan, the Amir Khan fight is a bigger fight. So rankings matter, but some of these rankings are screwy where guys who deserve a high ranking aren't ranked. So, fans aren't stupid. You're not going to just be able to convince people that because a guy is ranked, that is automatically the better fight or the tougher fight. We're beyond that. There's a lot of guys like Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. Dominic Brazil could have been higher than Luis Ortiz. But most boxing fans would rather have seen Luis Ortiz versus Wilder, which we got, instead of Dominic Brazil Wilder. Hey, Kyle Lawrence is bodying yo. He said, oh yeah, Luis Ortiz really looked like shit, knocking down Tony Thompson in the first round and out in the 6th, shaking my damn head. That's what I'm saying. These dudes don't know boxing. Because how did he look that bad and he destroyed him and knocked him out? Hurt him. These dudes is crazy. That's what I'm saying. But once again, this I love it. I love it because the fact that they have the fact that they resist in this way, it makes us look even stronger because they're forced to say a lot more radical shit to make their points. Non-facts based shit. Shout out to Cali Enigma, Boxing and Sports Network, $5 super chat, Shmoney Gang. Joseph Parker was fighting on YouTube prior to Anthony Joshua fight. I'm done. But that's facts. He fought Huey Fury on that. So, again, I don't know what y'all used to, but all that old shit of discounting certain fighters and trying to make it look like they're not valuable pieces or difficult fights, we're not buying that. Now they have somebody that's willing to step over the line and stand up for them. And that's new media. You know what I mean? Y'all can say whatever you want about Luis Ortiz. I told y'all. And see, I predict this stuff. If you really listen to the message, I predict it time and time again. I told you, Luis Ortiz, people are going to say X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z. Ego, your thoughts on Rosado calling out Jacobs? I have no thoughts on that. Jacobs already has a tough fight with Sergey Derevyanchenko. What is there to feel? You know what I'm saying? Unless something happened with Derevyanchenko that I don't know about, like he pulled out. I mean, how you gonna call a guy out, but he's in a fight? I mean, I didn't hear about it, first of all. But beyond that, I mean, he already has a tough fight scheduled. So, you know, I don't really have any thoughts about that. If a guy's already tied up, you have to wait till after. And we have to see if Jacobs beats Derevyanchenko. You know, he might be the favorite, but we got to see. Because that could be a good fight, difficult fight. I mean, I'm sure he knows him. They sparred together and stuff. But anyway, the bottom line is this. Now these guys have someone to stand up for them. We're not just accepting whatever. You got to make it make sense. Period. And I predicted this shit. I told you, if I don't care what anyone has to say about Luis Ortiz unless they're stepping in there with him, except for Wilder. Reason being, he already stepped in there with him. He already took the Wilder took the King Kong challenge and passed it. Tough, but he made it through. So I don't care about anybody else's commentary on Luis Ortiz unless they want to fight him. It's that simple. Oh, Luis, but he's old. Okay. He's an actor. Okay. I don't care. Thando. All right, what did I say that was biased? Because I seen you've been asking for the work for a minute. He said bias. What did I say that you disagree with? You have 15 seconds and the clock starts now. Thando. So I hope you got... See, this is the thing. I hope you guys got your arguments ready. No, he's talking to me because he's been saying the same comment. I seen his dumbass. But Thando, I hope you guys have your arguments ready because you will be called down at any minute. Thando, what did I say that was biased that you disagree with? 15. 13. What did I say that you disagree with, Thando? 10. Come on, Thando. What was so biased? Once again, drive-by comments. They always do this and say it, and then when they get called out, all of a sudden, all quiet on the Western Front. 9 seconds. I'm giving you a slow count, too. 7 seconds. Come on, Thando. Stay with us, Thando. Breathe. Breathe. 6 seconds, Thando. Breathe. Yeah, you got to breathe, Thando. 3 seconds. Yeah, Thando. I guess I'm Thanos to Thando. Bars. Oh, my God. I said I'm Thanos to Thando. 1 second, Thando. What happened to all that bias shit? All that shoot 'em up shit y'all be talking? You got to do something, Thando. Hey, get the strap, Thando. Shooters, clap him. Get rid of him. Get him out of my presence. Once again, shout out to J-Dog. Once again, another drive-by. See, you guys got to be ready. I'm ready at all times. Y'all call me out? Okay, cool. But you guys be ready. All this bias stuff, I've told you, this is the best way to play the game. This is how you know who's really about it. That's why we're doing these countdowns and getting them up out of here. Because if you really and truly disagree, you're not just going to say bias and repeatedly say that. Say you're biased because of X, Y, and Z and outline it in your comment. They never do that. All they do is say you're biased, you're full of shit. But it's never you're full of shit because it's never an explanation. Never. It's just the basic you're biased. We're not falling for that. Step up, get smoked like your pops used to. Tell us what's so biased. Tell us what you disagree. They don't say nothing. And that wraps up this show. I'm done. I mean, I caught so many bodies. I'm gonna take a rest, get some water. They're bitter because you're exposing their fighter. Well, they're just gonna have to stay bitter, come with a better argument. You know, they always want to say. That's what I'm saying. They always want to say what. Oh, you're lying. You're biased. Okay, let's debate it right now in front of everybody. Fuck you. Whatever. You don't have no argument. That can't be your argument. You caught like 15 bodies, and I'm catching more. I'm gonna get some water, handle a couple of things. I'm coming back with the smoke. I'm back in Cali now. Anybody can get it in this hot seat. We gonna do debates after debate after debate, and we'll see who's the last man standing. But I'm just telling y'all gotta come correct. Y'all got these arguments. Be prepared to get called on, because you might be the next contestant on that Summer Jam screen. If you think you know what you're talking about, oh, yeah, Luis Ortiz looked like shit versus Tony Thompson. Let's debate it. Lomachenko, Pedraza, Loma. I mean, he has the momentum. ESPN definitely be siding with him in the commentary. Oh, look at how he works out. We've never seen this. Shout out to all the support. I'll be back. We riding. Ayo, Dre, we riding? Whatever. Eagles Army. Buckle up, man. We got more bodies to take out.